Welcome to the Corporate Dropout Podcast. I'm your host, Alacia Citro. If you're sick of the corporate hamster wheel and looking to feel inspired and empowered to live a high vibe life as your own boss, you're in the right place. Dare to drop out in 3, 2, 1. Before we start the show, I want to tell you about the business I'm launching. Starting a business can be hard work, but it doesn't need to be confusing too. And that is why I founded Thea Collective, a learning community for entrepreneurs. Learn from experts across law, finance, tax, operations, marketing, sales, and more, and get the blueprint on how to set up and run your own business. Text BIZ, that's B-I-Z, to 949-577-8709 or head to thea-collective.com to learn more. Hello, friends. I am back with Elizabeth Rosenberg today. She is an entrepreneur, charismatic leader, and visionary who drives authentic change and purposeful impact through her work. As the founder of the Good Advice Company, a marketing and communications consultancy, and with more than 2 decades of experience working with some of the most innovative brands and leaders in the world, Elizabeth taps her knowledge, intuition, and truths to uncover and amplify purpose and ownable narratives. That is such a good bio. So she is back today to tell us 5 tips on how you can combat burnout. And if you didn't listen to the full interview with her yesterday, be sure and do that. It's going to add a lot of color to the conversation. So with that, Elizabeth, thank you for being back. Looking forward to the tips.
Yes, we talked a lot about my burnout journey yesterday. So if you are experiencing corporate burnout, personal burnout, I feel for you and know that you're not alone. The first tip is normalizing boundary setting and sticking with it. So I have 2 days a week where I work out with my trainer. And this is the benefit for like everyone around me. Exercise definitely, I think, keeps me even keeled. And it in the last year has definitely kept me sane. So, but I don't allow anybody to schedule over that time. And I try as much as I can to make that time, it's later in the day. So it really doesn't like bug anybody else, but it's okay to keep that time and not have anybody bug it. The other thing is, I think normalizing that time with anything else that you might need, whether that is feeding your kids lunch, whether that is going to therapy, whether that is running errands. 1 hour of your day in the midst of things is not going to blow up the world. So just be okay with that. My second tip is no meeting Fridays. As we discussed, I know that you love calling them CEO Fridays. So I think we should all start using that phrase. I love it too. And I think the biggest issue with companies is that there just is never enough time to get everything done that you actually need to get done. We are on Zooms all day long. We're on calls all day long, meetings, and we actually need actual work time. So no meeting Fridays are my days to get stuff done. I try to block out time, obviously, like throughout the week as well for work, but this is the best way, I think, to start. My favorite thing that I do, and I recommend this to everyone, and this is the one where everyone like gasps and freaks out, is no day of meetings. So this means that no one can just throw a meeting on your calendar for that day. No same day meetings. I think if a PR person can do it, anyone can do it. Now, there are obviously times where the that rule goes out the window if there's crisis or something like that. But I think that by not having day of meetings, it protects your calendar and it plans ahead. And then you actually realize, do I need a meeting or can we just send an email? So it is hands down one of my favorite tips. One that I know that we discussed, my 4th tip is to invest in coaching. Coaching has changed my life. So I know that Bill Gates famously said, if he were down to his last dollar, he would spend it on PR. But I think that was before coaching existed. And I am telling you as a PR person, do not spend it on PR, spend it on coaching. It is a game changer for you. And whatever that might look like, if you need executive coaching, if you need personal coaching, all of the coaching is about homework and is about movement forward. Versus, I think, therapy that's really about talking things through. So really think about the difference between those two as well. And then the last thing is turn off the notifications. Use that do not disturb. On the weekends, I don't ever have Slack on my phone. If you need it, use it on your desktop. But turn off your notifications on Instagram, on Twitter, on your dating apps, on anything that might just be kind of like coming up, and then check those as you need to intermittently. But those notifications are created for us to become addicted to that service. And I know when I say to turn off the notifications on Slack, first of all, I do love that little noise that it makes, but I also know that that noise was made for me to want to be engaged all the time. So if you have to have Slack on during the day, which I understand most of you do, that's fine, but turn it off at night. Remove it from your phone if necessary. But know that notifications are not there for the benefit of our health and wellness. They're there for the benefit of productivity. So that's it. Great
tips. Well, we talked about this before we started recording too, what a game changer using the focus feature on iOS 15 has been. If you are listening to this and you have not upgraded your iPhone to iOS 15, that's your homework. Go do that right now and set up work focus, personal focus, sleep focus. It has changed my life.
Yeah. I tell everybody to and this is a hard one. This is like the no day of meetings / no Fridays, to really try to sleep with your phone outside of your bed, outside of your bedroom. So start with 1 day a week, then move up to 2. I mean, I still like have my door open and I have my do not disturb on and my ringer all the way up if there is an emergency. But in all honesty, just not having that in my room, it changes your sleep patterns. There's studies around it. So really trying to get that, I think the tech out of your room is a big game changer too.
Yeah, that's a really good tip. And, I've got a 3-year-old who has been coming into our room at some point in the night, every night, which I don't mind the cuddles, but last night it woke me up at, 2:30 in the morning when she came in. And then I was up until like 5 a.m., partly because I'm like, well, now I'm awake and I go on my phone, which is like a fatal mistake. So I'm going to put it in the office tonight. Thank you for that tip.
Just try it. I mean, just try and see what happens. I mean, it's funny because I have like a book next to my bed in case for that reason, if I wake up, I'm like, oh yeah, I got my Kindle. And I know that my Kindle, I can't look at anything else. The only option I have is a book.
Yeah, that's really good advice, which is fitting because that's the name of your company. I didn't even do that on purpose. Well, Elizabeth, thank you for coming back. Before we sign off, how can people find you, connect with you, and work with you?
Great. Please go to my website, which is thegoodadvicecompany.com. And I always recommend that you follow me, Elizabeth Rosenberg, on LinkedIn. It is where I am my most authentic self. And as we discussed in the podcast yesterday, networking and utilizing that platform are really a game changer for entrepreneurs.
Well, thank you so much for being here. It's been a pleasure, and look forward to keeping in touch.
Thank you.
This episode was brought to you by Thea Collective, the learning community I founded for entrepreneurs. Text BIZ, that's BIZ, to 949-577-8709 or head to thea-collective.com. That's THEIA-collective.com to learn more. Thanks for listening to the show. If you enjoyed today's episode, please help me get the word out about the corporate dropout by screenshotting and sharing this on social. I would appreciate it so much if you would subscribe and leave a 5-star rating and review as well. And I do this show for you, and I want to hear from you. So tell me, what is it that you want more of? Text me at 949-541-0951 or slide into the DMs at Corporate Dropout Official or Alicia Citro with 2 underscores. Until next time.